Hi, this is Denise Bossert. I haven't created a YouTube episode for my channel in a really long time. Most of them began at the time I was entering in therapy for sexual abuse and molestation, in addressing my PTSD, which was becoming a problem, and other events during our adulthood that had also traumatized me. So here I am on the other end of that, all of the therapy, all of the meeting with my priest, who is my spiritual director, and I'm just doing a little bit of self-assessment, in part because we have a new book coming out. I have worked as an editor, compiling contributors' voices for a book on victims and victims' voices through our Sunday Visitor. And so we are on the downward slope on the production and publication and marketing for that. And I am so thankful. I can't begin to describe all the twists and turns and thoughts that it's not going to happen, and then lo and behold, someone comes along and picks it up and says, this is the hour, we need this now in the church. The book is not specifically about sexual abuse crisis. It's about all of our voices and all the different avenues where we have been abused by family or friends or acquaintances or even strangers. And someone who has been a victim, because 1 in 4 girls are victims of sexual molestation, and 1 in 5 women have been a victim of rape or attempted rape. And the statistics are not that much different for males. So if you have not been abused, thanks be to God, but you do know someone who has been. So I'm just doing some reminiscing today. It's sort of the end of the summer, and during this time I get, my teeth, my annual checkup for my teeth done, and I just finished that. It just reminds me that my first panic attack was when I was a kid, and I had to have a molar pulled. It was abscessed, and I had a panic attack. It took years. In fact, it was less than a year ago that I put it together that panic attack had to do with my first trauma, which was demanding at the point of a knife for oral sex, and I was like 4 or 5. And then the next prominent moment of PTSD, I think, was when I was pregnant with my 3rd child and driving back from the doctor's office in the rain and having a severe panic attack, having to pull over. Another one shortly after that was when I had a wisdom tooth removed. Again, there's very much that you can see that oral, I perceived as a violation was like a trigger for me. I don't know what your triggers are. I don't know how long ago you experienced this trauma, but it doesn't leave you. I was telling my husband just the other day, now things that are manifested with my PTSD has more to do with nightmares. And it happens frequently. No longer are they, this violent encounter, but they're still traumatic, and trying to escape certain situations or find someone who can help me. That's what my dreams are like, and almost on a nightly basis. And I told my husband it's like Groundhog's Day, only it's happening while you're sleeping, it's not while you're awake, while you feel like maybe you can do something to arrest it or change it and make it better. It's when you're sleeping and you're most vulnerable. And thanks be to God, the nightmares are they're being defined in a different way now, where I somehow scrap my way through the nightmare, and at the end I find my husband, who is my rock, and the one who is unconditionally standing by my side to help me through whatever, the dream manifests. So I'm going to wrap this up, and a word of encouragement for you to just keep plowing through. Avail yourself of a therapist. Avail yourself of the blessing of spiritual direction, especially when it's paired with confession. Work at forgiving. It's a daily work. It's a daily laying aside the memories as they come up and determining to not let them be victorious over you. And please say a prayer for our Sunday visitor who is taking on this tremendous and amazing work. I think it's going to be called Victim Voices. That is the working title, and you can expect to see it in March of 2020. So this is Denise Bossert, your sister in the journey, and just keep going. God wants us to bring into the light those things done in the darkness, because that's where he does his miraculous work. So Godspeed to all of you in your journey through the valley. God bless.